as a young boy, I remember seeing my first Lamborghini. It was a Countach, and it blew my mind. Not long after, my uncle purchased a Miura, and it was just so amazing. I sat in that car and swore that one day I would have a Lamborghini. I remember being in high school and a good friend of mine come running up and saying, "Have you seen the new Diablo? They replaced the Countach." And when I saw it, I thought, oh, only Lamborghini. Fast forward to 2002, and they came out with this, the Murcielago. And I'll admit, when I first saw the car, both in pictures and in person, I thought, I'm not sure, I don't know. But now, over a decade later, I absolutely adore it, and I'm sure you can see why. I think one of the reasons why the Murcielago didn't have the impact on me that the Countach or Diablo did was because it wasn't designed by an Italian. Marcello Gandini had nothing to do with this car. Audi, the parent company of Lamborghini, commissioned Luc Donkerwald to design the car with a completely fresh design brief. It's all-wheel drive, it's a 6.2 liter engine, there's more room, it's more efficient, it's more powerful, and actually when you stand beside it, you realize it's also got more road presence. I think like wine or a nice glass of port, some things just tend to get better with age. And that's how I feel about the Murcielago. But it's true Lamborghini in the truest sense. And of course, with every V12 they've ever produced after the Miura, it's got the signature scissor doors. Of course, one of the design challenges of having this massive longitudinally mounted V12 is cooling. So to answer that, Lamborghini has these vents that raise and bring in way more fresh air to cool the engine and make it much more efficient. I think one of the things that I love about this car and the power plant is it truly is an evolution. Back in the Miura days, this was a 3.9 liter transversely mounted V12. Fast forward to 2002, this particular car is an 03, you have a 6.2 liter V12. Miura days, 375 horsepower, Murcielago days, 580. Couple this with the all-wheel drive, and this car really is something magnificent. This particular car, a 2003, has the gated shifter, and this version of car is the last manual transmission V12 Lamborghini that will ever be produced. So it's special in that way. The experience of going through a gated shifter connected to a big V12 engine is never going to happen again. So this, it's almost nostalgic. But what's it like to drive a 12-year-old Lamborghini? Well, compared to the really early stuff, the Countachs and even the early Diablos, it feels very modern, feels very contemporary. The transmission is remarkably smooth. I remember the days of the Countach where the clutch was quite heavy. Once you were going, it felt just great, but it was very, very, call it a man's car in that it took some powerful inputs. This car is pretty gentle. Very, very usable supercar, and it is a supercar. It's a hypercar. It does considerably over 200 miles an hour out of the box. So cool. When it comes to pure event and shock factor, nobody does it like Lamborghini. For enthusiasts, I'm Jeff Hill. Thanks for watching.